The war on drugs is the greatest fraud that America has ever put on its people. One time in the history of our country was there ever an amendment added to the Constitution to take a right away from the people. That was prohibition. It was called the Volstead Act. We passed this. It failed. Prohibition failed when we said nobody can drink alcohol. There were more speakeasies. There was more bathtub gin. It was easier to get and cheaper to buy. It was on every corner. And what did we produce? We produced Al Capone. We produced the Five Families in the Boroughs. We produced organized crime bringing alcohol into America. Okay? The streets ran with blood. This is a scary time in our history. So the people said, no more. We repealed it. We took the deputy commissioner of prohibition and we made him the director of the Bureau of Narcotics. Henry Anslinger. Look at him. He started a campaign against marijuana while he was furnishing his friends with heroin. He led a campaign, a racist campaign, against drugs that he didn't approve of. In the 70s, Richard Nixon expanded this after ignoring his own commission and started to fund this war on drugs. We should mention Jimmy Carter didn't buy into it, but Ronald Reagan ran with it. We remember the red dress, right? Now, if you're putting hundreds of millions of dollars into a story about drugs, vilifying them, and let's pull marijuana out specifically. We vilify it to the point where we scare our people. We make movies at taxpayers' expense, and we collude to print gore files and lies to build a hysteria. And we build that into our society, okay? Billions of dollars rolling into building jails and prisons and police to get rid of, let's just say, marijuana. What we have got for our 50-year war on drugs is all drugs are easier to come by, all drugs are cheaper, and all drugs are more potent. We have filled our jails with people that have committed no crime or harm against anyone else. We have ignored treatment, we've ignored wellness, we've ignored public health. We've allowed lives to be destroyed and degraded and families to be torn apart. And we figured out how to make money on it. Okay? You go and you look next door in Colorado, they legalized this. Violent crime has fallen 66% in 6 months' time. We make crime out of something that doesn't hurt another. If there's no harm done to someone, there is not a crime. We can't pass our judgment. You know, America consumes alcohol. America takes more antidepressants and pharmaceutical drugs than most other countries. But we say that's okay. People die from that stuff. We ignore cannabis that has now been proven to cure cancer. And I know that's a big statement, but if you really want to, bring that. It does. Medical studies have proven this. We continue to vilify and criminalize people based on what? No harm is done. The war on drugs, what has it done? We wage a war on drugs and we fight in other countries, South America. And now we've got 50,000 little babies running to our border for food. Honest, that's because of our war on drugs. We're draconian. We don't care who gets hurt as long as the system makes money, and that system needs to be taken apart, and people need to be treated like people.